is up? What is up? What is up? All my friends, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see who all we got in chat. I don't see about 24 people in so far, but let's see. How do I do that? Give me just a second. I've got to do something I forgot to do while I was waiting. And then I should be able to go over here and run participants. I see BH Ringer. Everybody keep BH Ringer in your prayers. He is still struggling with that leg, trying to get to rehab and not been able to make it yet. Brian Jensen, Chicken Man Dan, also Fleabag. Fleabag blood numbers are getting better, and they are talking treatment options. So please keep Fleabag in your prayers also. For he is battling leukemia. So we certainly want to keep him at the top of our prayer list. Captain Vic, J Money, JC Likes Pam, Jim Cantor, Jim Thompson, KJ, Martin Bowen, Michael Erickson, Otis Cauldron, Scott Christensen, Shell Bell, Starika, the Jolly Roger, and Visterian, and also Superfan Gabe Bowen. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see everybody, and we are going to do a quick little box hunt. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little tired tonight, so we're try to keep the energy up as good as we can. Valerie Bowen, good evening, Coin Buddies. Wanted to say hello before I sit down to eat dinner. Well, I hope you, all right, thank you, JC. Hope you enjoy your dinner. I agree, KCB, yep. Any and all prayers are always welcome. So let's get this going here. This is the follow-up, the leftover box from Saturday. I'm not expecting great things from it. We found some NIFCs, but really didn't hit the jackpot on silver or anything. But you know that, like a little buddy of mine I took fishing the other day. He tickled me because as we were walking down to the lake, he said that's why I call it. He said that's why they call it fishing, not catching. So he was already up on the terminology for a real fisherman there. So we are going to get this thing going here and see what we can find. 72p. Real Addict says we are going to have good luck today because he is watching. I hope you're right. I wouldn't say no to a little good luck every now and then. Just every now and then. So we got a good mix. I've already seen 2023, 2021s, and 2022s in the first row. So Martin and I believe that that is a good sign. So we shall see. We got the ingredients there. No problem, Fleabag. Just keep us posted, man. Just remember we're here for you. And if there's anything I can do, I know we got a fair amount of distance between us, but please don't hesitate to ask. I did. He pod jumped from 40,000 to 100,000 in 4 weeks or less. 4 weeks or less. I've looked back through his shorts today don't take that the wrong way. And he had one that had 400 and something thousand views. He had a Buffalo nickel short that hit like 200 and something thousand views, so those went viral. So congratulations to Paul, certainly well deserved. Well deserved. 72p. So got my coins, I got some bills. We'll do some bills depending on time. We're gonna probably stop pretty straight on 8 o'clock tonight. I can get my shower and kind of start winding down toward bed. And then we will be back on Saturday. I'm going to put something in the auction. I know I don't normally. It's a bad day to be a fish. Oh, really? Yeah, well, I hear you there, Steriga. Maybe I need some lessons. We caught a couple of brim. I wasn't really fishing myself. I was letting him manage the rod, and I was trying to help him set the hook when he had a bite. So we did catch a couple. I actually think he would do better with a pole instead of an actual rod and reel. He's got a catfish rod that we tried to use for a little bit. Yeah, that's a big jump. That is a big jump, and then sometimes the tax man cometh on those. Hey, Brian Robeson, Crafty Dragon, if I missed y'all in the rundown earlier. But still a great surge for him, and I'm happy to see him do well with that. He puts a lot of work into it, and I mean, you know, you certainly ought to be able to reap some benefits there if you're doing the amount of content that he puts out in shorts alone. Oh, haven't got a lot done today. I went and made my coin run. I got some shipping done this morning. I stripped the mattress covers off the spare bed and got them washed. They're dry and ready to go back on, but I believe that's going to wait till tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get up and have a little more energy tomorrow. A little more energy. Energy is a fleeting thing today. 71D. Going to take my dad out. I'm leaving to go to New York on Sunday, on Father's Day, so we are going to take my dad out for lunch tomorrow to kind of celebrate an early Father's Day. My brother's coming down to spend the day with him on Sunday, so be a chance for me and the kids to spend a little time with him tomorrow. Touchdown. Yeah, man, we can't be but like about 70 days, 73 days from the resumption of that. So, certainly looking forward to it, for sure. All right, you'll stop fussing. Yep, I finally got it, Otis. I finally got it. I can be slow sometimes, but I made it happen, my friend. Glad you got it. I saw that it had been dropped off today. Got 3 loads of laundry done today. Cleaned the carb on my generator, weeded my garden, and burned up a bunch of. Bro, I bet. I had intentions of getting out this afternoon and cutting the grass. It'd be the first day we've gone a whole day without rain, but I think I'm going to try to get it knocked out tomorrow. I don't know that it affects mustaches. Allison did. I saw somebody mention the Red Devil. You know, I mean, Fleabag, please do what the doctors suggest. You are your own best advocate, but you know, it's not something to play around with. Do your research, get a second opinion, but Allison had that with her breast cancer, and she remained cancer-free for the rest of her life. So, you know, I don't know there are no right answers, and I certainly don't think that the right answer for you are going to be in the chat on YouTube. So, we will just be praying for you, and I hope things go well for you. $72D, $71D. So has anybody found any good goodies? Keep him positive. It's on the way to be, Fleabag. Only way to be. The alternative is unacceptable. Yep, there's Shell Bell's another cancer survivor. Yep, Alice lost every bit of hers. So what does she do? The crafty person that she was, she started making bandanas and putting all kind of jewels and making them pretty. So she never missed a beat. Never missed a beat. There is a gorgeous bicentennial. I may set that one aside, see if it upgrades the album. Man, was that not a crazy great stream on Hunting Southwest Ohio the other night? I think I may have found, KJ found a 06 DDO, nice. And a decent condition, 1909. That's what's up, Talca. How are you, buddy? Forgot what I was saying. Good night, he said. Not hello. Yeah, and 72D. Good night, Talca. Thanks for dropping in, my friend. I appreciate you. Got 42 people up in here. 74D. Somebody's marking my 74s. My goal in life is to find a 74D DDO that was marked wrong. You got to have goals. D. 74D. 71D. My first wife told me to shave my mustache, flea bag. She told me to grow it back because you look too young. Yeah, I shaved my beard and what have you a few times, and one time in, crap, I don't know, 40 years or so, I shaved my mustache, and I agree, JC, that was a short-lived, great goal, says Crafty Dragon, right? So we have to disprove the magic marker of the coins. I would say I would shave my head for you, Fleabag, but there's not much up there, and I regularly trim it down to nubs anyway, so it wouldn't be much of a significant contribution to the cause. 71. Or I see if you see G-Dub, if G-Dub drops in, we are getting update from PMG for our bill submission. They have entered the grading phase, so they will more than likely sit there for a couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll get them back by the time I get back from New York, or shortly thereafter anyway. Shortly thereafter, anyway. Shiny 98. Yeah, I saw a news article on that. I did not read the whole deal. But I did see a headline on that. I didn't know I didn't know what the deal was, whether he had took care of himself or what the deal was on that. Seaweed coins, as I live and breathe. The Canadian legend is in the house. The man, the myth, the legend. The Donut Shop King, Seaweed Coins. $73D. I bumped into an old work buddy of mine that still out at Mercedes, and he said that he had 2 years to go, but then in the next breath he told me he'd been diagnosed with Parkinson's, but he was going to continue to work for 2 more years. And I didn't think about it then. I wish I had said more to him. I don't have his number anymore, but we were in the grocery store, and you can only carry on a conversation for so long there, and I'm not sure, I don't know a lot about Parkinson. I know it's a slow progression type thing, but man, I'd take all the good years I had left and get out of there, before that takes off, whatever that progression is. But I wouldn't spend my good years out there if I could retire. And now maybe he can't, I don't know his situation, but $74D. Oldest Cauldron's in the house. How you doing, Odin? I didn't mean to bump into Sir Benji. I saw after the fact that he was streaming tonight. Well, you're kicking one leg anyway, BH Ringer. Still kicking one leg. If you can't laugh, sometimes you got to put a little humor on it. I remember when my mom, she had knee replacement surgery. Well, we all knew she wasn't going to rehab that when they did it. But, anyway, so the doctors talked her into it. She had it, and of course, developed an infection in it. I always told the young guys this: you're spending money you don't have to buy stuff you don't need and impress people you don't like. And then some months later, it got gangrene, infection, and all in it, and they had to remove that leg, and my kids were like very young. Jacob was 4 or 5, maybe 6 years old at the time, and we walked in there and we were trying to explain to him what was going on and what have you. And first thing out of his mouth is he asked my mom if she was going to get a pig leg like a pirate. Oh, you can't filter kids. You can't filter kids. Just found a Marsh Billings, nice. W quarter, they're still out there. They're still out there. I haven't done quarters in a while. $72. All right, see, well, yeah, we're hopping here on Tuesday nights. It's a hopping here in Bama. It's hot as doggone, I don't know what. Look, there's Fleabag. Fleabag doing what he does best. Fleabag doing what he does best. 74 deep. We got 43 likes. I got 50 likes and 75 likes made up. I'm doing a Rosie and a Mercury Dime for the 50 likes. 72. Oh, nice. So you did say, I think I saw somebody where you had found banks to order you $50 again. So that's good. You're back in action there. That's always a sad day when you hit a hiccup with your banks. I called. The branch manager gave me his number so that when I was going to pick up my dollar bills, I could give them a heads up, because sometimes getting those together takes a little bit of time. And I thought that'd be a good idea. I could call them ahead of time and they could get them ready so that I would drop by maybe in the afternoon and pick them up, keep them, hey there, Rick Honeybees. And so I called him this morning. He was at another branch, but he called over to where he usually works and let them know I was coming by to get one today. So I figured, they'd have them sorted and ready to go there when I got there. Well, I got there. They got them to me right quick, but then the lady was wanting to run them through the counting machine. So I thought and then they were busy too, and she had to stop and do that. And I had thought that the whole reason that we were trading numbers there was so that I could expedite the whole deal there, so that they would not be inconvenienced, but did not work. Jim Cantor, I'm up to 3.5 thousand on Whatnot. Just had my best 3-day ever for sale. Nice. You go, man. You go. The 72. I am going to put a pricier item than normal. Hunting some nickels on Sunday. Best finds were a 40 King George VI, a 50 King George VI, and a 59 Young Head. Good job. Nice, Seaweed. Seaweed and some fellow Canadians. And B.H. Ringer used to be a part of that before his unfortunate string of luck. Do nickel hunts. If you like the Canadian coins, they do a nickel hunt on Saturday afternoons. But I've had this for a while, and I've got one as good in my album, but I had this graded, it's a 1934 Walker, graded Mint State 65, and so I'm going to put it in the auction starting this weekend. If it does not sell in the auction, I'm going to add it into the description, and we're going to carry on with that. Now, it's pricey, so I'm asking $300 for it. If anybody is interested, it will be coming up in the auction, and if it doesn't sell, which I'm not sure it will immediately, but it might be something somebody got on their list, on their radar, maybe down the road a little bit. Maybe you have a rich uncle or something, leave you a bunch of money. And so I'm going to put it down in the description after the auction as a buy it now. So I've done that before on a few items. Matter of fact, that thing picked up a couple of C.C. Morgans I had listed that way. But I'm going to leave it in as a bite now in the description, and down the road, if you should happen to want to step off into a higher end graded walker, I've got one for you. I will have one for you. 71D. 45 light. We're getting there. We are getting there. That's a nice one. I was not expecting that good a return. I mean, it's a blinger now. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is really a very nice walker. I was not expecting quite that good a return when I sent it to grading, but hey, every now and then you expect lemons and you get lemonade. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? She's a beaut, Clark. Yeah, I was comparing it to the one I've got in my album, and they're right there together. It's mine's probably not much further behind that, but you know, I like my one in the album is good, so I don't gotta have two of them. $72D. 71D. 72P. 72, 72, 72, 71, 72, 73. John Chum's in the house. How you doing, John? Sam Wilson, good evening. How are you today? How are you? Sam, did you say you were going to Tulsa show? And Nicole Erickson's in the house. Okay, do you know B3, Sam Wilson? He used to be pretty active in the chat. He's having some vision vertigo problems, so he's not as active as he used to. But if you see him, if you know B3, tell him I said hi. I've texted him with him a little bit, but if you do tell him, if you do see him there, tell him I said hi. Tell him hi from Walker. I've been in contact with him, but BU Walker, and you can see see where the rolling machine nicked air. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Hey, good Tita. Yeah, I'll try to. It's going to be a little bit. I'll be out. I will be back in this weekend and on Saturday, but then I will be out of pocket for a good little while, and then I will be back in action. So I'll be on this Saturday. I'll miss next Saturday. And then I should be back on that next Tuesday. So what would that be? So after this weekend, I probably will not see you guys live again till the 24th. Till the 24th. Well, you better get at it, Mr. Wilson. You better get at it. You'll end up in Tulsa without any clean underwear. Hello, Gabe. Good to see you. It's good to talk to you today. Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a good supper. That looks proofy. Yep, we got a 2006 proof. 2006 proof on the board. On the board. Could it have been a silver proof? I think not. We can't all be as lucky as Mr. Gabe Bowen. Found a web note. Nice. But I will always take a proof. I like me some proof coins. Give this one a little rubby rub. Sorry about that, Crafty. A river of silver any moment now predicts seaweed coins. I'll take it. You're not going to get an argument from me, my friend. No argument from me. Martin smelling silver. Seaweed predicting silver. Make dessert. What kind of milkshake are we making, Valerie? That is really the only pertinent question we need to ask at this moment. Silver milkshake, says seaweed. Well, while I would certainly enjoy that, I'm not sure Gabe would be a fan of a silver milkshake. $73D. I'm going to plead the fifth, Valerie. I'm pleading the fifth. I don't know. I saw a restaurant that had a gold encrusted steak. It's like a $500 $500. I'm not as think you dumb I am, Martin Bowen. Like a $500 steak or something like that. Some kind of crazy something for people that got more money than they got sense. I just imagined, I mean, you know, that was just the first thought that popped in my head. I thought that was pretty much the regular fare when it came to dessert for Superfan Gabe. That was just my thought. $72 deep. Yeah, I agree. That just, you know, that, to me, that just ruined a good steak. And to me also, that guy's an idiot anyway. Just my opinion. But sometimes idiots sell, you know. Sometimes idiocy sells. Well, if you had intended to take the easy road tonight, Valerie, and I messed it up for you, I apologize. Bellows Ford, how are you doing? Kenneth Bird, good to see you. We do have a proof, which I have not put on the board yet. Let me get that done. I did, thanks to Shell Bell's upkeep of the running totals on stuff. I did update the year-to-date for the NIFCs. We found a bunch of NIFCs this year. Hey, Roger Ivy, I know that's not the crowd favorite. All right, we got 52 likes, though. I know that's a favorite. That's a crowd favorite. Run, Martin, she's using the bullet. Oh, nice. Another young head. Look at you go. Look at you go. All right, 50 likes. You got 3 minutes to get in. Mark Spafford, how are you doing? Jimmy Lacari, Yenny Ambon. Who all we got? Who all we got lurking back there? There's Lynn. Come on in. Come on in. Metallic Silver Skull. I've said hi to most everybody else. Foobar. Lisa D. I think I said hi to you, Lisa. Brian Jensen. J-Dud. All right, looks like I am as current as I can be. You got 2 minutes to go. Union Deposits Treasures, how are you doing? $71D. $72. Not seen him in any of the chats of late, Gatita. You got a minute to go. 1 minute to go. 44 seconds. Let me do this row, and I will try to get the other window up. $72. Cammy King's in the house, though. I got your address, Cammy King, in the email. Thank you. All right. It usually does not work, and it didn't this time, but there we go. All right, here we go, everybody. Good luck to you, and the winner's going to be for 50 likes. Foobar has won 50 likes. Now, I am going to wait until the end of the month to do these, as I've been doing on some of the giveaways. I will be gone all next week, and I don't think I'll have time to get them all done. This week. So if you have one to give away, be a little patient with me. I will get them out ASAP once I get back in the command chair. Complete. Hey, Raw. $20.21D. 2019, there's an NIFC to go with our proof. $72. Here's the 72D. Almost an OFG. Put some tape on that one. Hopefully that will not impede it going smoothly through the coin machine. $72D. $73D. And another one. Got a boom there, says Otis. Seaweed, that looks like a double stack. Yeah, you know, I can get both seaweed. Neither one of them have been doing much. You know, the only real blessing in my flat boxes are that they're circulated. And it's funny, it seems like, you know, we dealt with them here in Alabama, I mean, very, very extensively. Between me and John Bryan, we probably did, I don't know, probably close to 200 boxes of uncirculated coins over the last year and this year. And then all of a sudden they started kind of clearing up. I have gotten some with a lot of newer coins in it, but the last several boxes I've gotten have been at least somewhat circulated. That was a 2024. Can't remember if I've kept me one. But yeah, I haven't. I think we found maybe 2 silver out of the last, I don't know how many boxes. So, well, you can see my year to date. Here we are in June, and I've only found 16 total. So I've even given up on trying to sell them. I don't like to sell them when we're doing so bad. But also, I tell you what, you know, silver has just gone on such a run that it's getting hard to make the donator prizes. They're the 2006 worth it to the donators and still be reasonable for the creator to do it that way. So I don't know. It's a complicated little amount of mathematics to make everything balance out right now with silver having gone so crazy. And there's, you know, talking like it ain't done yet. So, you know, I don't know what we're going to do. I know I've given probably close to $2,000 away just in silver this year in giveaway prizes. And, well, and also I've done some helping, you know, done some donator prizes. And I'm not even counting that. You know, this was all just in the giveaway stuff. So every time silver goes nuts, that number goes up. That number goes up. Well, you know, I mean, they may quit minting them, but we'll still have them for quite a while, I would imagine, seaweed. We might not be able to get 2027 pennies, but they've got enough blanks to make them into 2026. And then we will still circulate them. I mean, there's so many in circulation sitting in people's drawers and between the seats of the couch. Otis Caldron hits the slot. Look at him go. So I'm not even real worried about it at all. I mean, I've got all my copper pennies that I've been keeping for a couple years, but I've not gone gaga on trying to lay my hands on pennies for the fact that they're gonna quit minting them. I'm sorry, Fleabag. Oop, there's another proof. We got another proofy. That's a 78. Another proofy proof. $11.25. I always weigh them because I'm capable of missing one by the color. So give that one a little rubby rub. Oh yeah, Blockers still get boxes from the bank, I believe. I've seen him hunt some. But yeah, there's still a bunch of them out there. I'm not worried about that going away anytime soon. But I have heard of people, and I don't know who when I say this, I've just like heard it on schoolyards, so to speak, of people out there, metal, you know, recyclers that are starting to buy copper pennies in advance of the, you know, the chance down the road that they will decommission the penny, and at that point, then that copper becomes money in your pocket. I'm not sure how much money. Copper was like $4 a pound last time I looked. But by then, who knows? I got 8 more rows. I'm going to have to take a minute to set up my other camera for the bill search. So I'll do a little rearranging there. Yeah, I've got those little containers I put my halves in, the creamer, coffee make creamer containers. I've got about 12 of those full. Maybe, I'm looking at them over there. Maybe 10 to 12 full, and I've got another one that I use for a book stop on my shelf over here that's probably half full. I just haven't been doing pennies of late. I got a bunch of pennies, customer route rolls that I've had for several months, and I just haven't made myself get down there and start searching them. I need to start doing 10 rolls a week or something, or a day, or every other day or something, just so I can get those separated and back to the bank. Haven't really found anything in them. I found one 82. There's another NIFC for number 3. I found a 82 wide. 98, I think, 98 or 2000 wide AM some time ago. Yeah, you know, it doesn't. I say it really. It doesn't cost anything to keep them, but I guess it does. There is a Down here, at least, there is a monetary value to put them back, but it is minimal. Blue bag's got 600 pounds. I don't know how much I got. One of these, I haven't weighed a copper one, but one of these with my half weighs about 14 pounds. I'm not sure what my copper one with copper pennies in it weighs. I agree, Kathy Dragon. That's why I kind of said that there's, you know, the only other side of that is that, you know, copper is kind of going on a rise. So if there's several years still from demonetizing them, the upward swing in copper may at least make it at least what it's worth now. You know, so it could balance out so that they're at least still worth 3 cents a piece at the minimum, maybe. So I'm not sure either way. It is what it is. It's not something I think about very often. What's up, Scott H in the house? There's a VMC coin. I send him a few every now and then. Yeah, that is an unfortunate side effect of that, Martin, for sure. All right, last 5 rows. All of that row shredding, and I wasn't even shredding the right edge. And I almost threw $50 away. That would have been bad on top of bad. Double bad. Yeah, they're still not cost prohibitive. They're still cost more to make them, you know, and then it costs more than a nickel to make a nickel, but it costs only like 3 or 4 cents to make a dime and like 11 cents to make a quarter. So, you know, I guess, and that's not talking the power and I'm assuming they're just talking about the metal portion. That's not talking the power bill and the gas bill and the manpower and everything else. I'm not sure if that's part of the equation. It should be. If they're talking nickels and dimes, they ought to be talking about that too. There's a 2016. I will update that after these last 4 rows. There's shell bill. $0.06 to make a paper note. I didn't know that one. Thank you, Scott H. A new little factoid for the brain. Somebody I saw, somebody left a post from their channel that said Florida recognized gold and silver as legal tender today. $72D. $71. Two rows to go. I'm gonna take a quick, well, I gotta re-get my camera set up, and then I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break before we start the bills. Let the dogs in so they can get some water and food before bed. Hannah's working tonight. She had a scare. She lost her wallet, but they ended up finding it. Jim Thompson, take care, my friend. Sleep well. Sleep well. Alrighty, that was it. Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit on the other side of that seaweed. Let's see here. I need to close that. Look at them proofies. See, I need to flip that camera. Why is that not flipping? There's the flipper. You guys admire my two proofies while I go to the restroom and let the dogs in. I'll be right back. And then we'll start some bills. Alrighty, I am back. We had get those put up, and I'll put those up later. Alrighty. Yeah, these were the, look at this stack. It is very, very worn out, wrinkled old bills. I don't know why they're not. Oh, I need to keep it off that. I don't know why they're in such bad shape. All right. Scroll. Ooh, good net. How in the world did that happen? Alrighty then. How you like them apples? And that's still working. All right, let's get going now before something else goes wrong. Yeah, I mean, look how bad that bill. They're just folded, and if we find something, it's going to be not going to be in very good shape. So there's our first one. It may have been. That could be a good thing. We could find some old bills. I'm always like to keep some of the old stuff. So you might very well be. Like I said, I called them this morning at like 9 o'clock to let them know that I wanted to get 500 and thinking that it would make it easier. And I got in there, and it was like kicking an anthill when I asked for them. They got them. They had them, but they didn't count them, which I didn't really care. I told her, I said, you don't have to count them for me. I said, if it's off a few dollars, you're not going to hear anything out of me about it. I was noticing on my bed the other day that I got one of my grandmother's hand-sewn quilts on there, and Angus likes to get up there and root around, and I posted a little video of his little let's go to bed daddy routine, and but my blanket my quilt getting kind of in bad shape, so I thought to myself that I would go. I went to TJ Maxx and bought me a new blanket for the bed to put on instead of the quilt. And then a friend of ours that was helping with the garage sale and all, she's also kind of helping me arrange some stuff in the house and what have you. I got no eye for, aesthetics, so she suggested we had a cedar chest in the guest room. She suggested that I move the cedar chest into my room at the foot of the bed, and then we had a big dresser that we had in the garage sale that would go in, and it was a matching set go in the guest room. So anyway, long story short, I did all that, and then I bought my blanket, and I thought, well, I'll take the Mama's quilt and put it down at the foot of the bed on the cedar chest, and then that way Angus won't be rooting around on it when he gets up into bed with me sometime at night. And so I did all that. Ooh, that's a nice looking one. The trinary, man, that would have been a great one if there had been 2 more zeros instead of 7s. I don't know. That's kind of unique enough. I usually don't keep trinaries, but that one got a pretty good nice little look to it. So I'm not worrying anymore about replacing the dollars. So I know I've asked y'all to remind me when I don't do that. I'm not trying to count them before I carry them back anymore. I got to noticing that the tellers, they still have to take the wrapper off every strap and run it through the machine, and then they put one of their straps on it, because I carry them back to different banks than I pick them up from. And so I've just started packing mine in these boxes I bought that holds them perfectly. And I take them back just in the box loose. And then so they're happy to do them that way. That way they don't have to take each one of those out of the strap. They can just stick them in the counter, run them through, bind up 100 as they go, and so it seems to be working well. So I'm not worrying about counting them. I'm not worried about putting them back in the strap. So it's kind of a win-win. Win-win. But I went into all that story to tell you that I did all that, and I moved the quilt to the cedar chest, put my blanket on the bed. It's a nice, soft blanket too, by the way, and slept good, pretty good last night. Good for me, I guess. But then I got up this morning, made the bed, and I let the dogs out of the kennels, and a little bit later, I went back, come into my office. I glanced over my bedroom, and Angus was on my cedar chest, laying on my blanket, laying on the quilt that I'd put aside. So I thought that was funny. Chocolate chip, Valerie. That would be a Gabe walk-off. Just saying. I could do a chocolate chip. I'm not a big. I like bananas okay, but I'm not a huge banana fan. But chocolate chip, I mean, who doesn't like a chocolate chip? It's good choice, Gabe. Good choice, by the way. That is Walker approved. So here's one. Look how bad bent up that one is. They usually don't come in the straps that way. Having to unfold every one of these because I just can't stand to give them back to them in as bad a shape as they gave them to me. Maybe that's not the way I need to be looking at it, but it is what it is. (2009) seems to be the oldest so far. 0107. That's a birthday note in 95, 97. So, Martin, I was thinking about our currency discussion from the day, and I think the next note that I want to buy is the $5. I would like to get a graded version of the $5 Hawaii note because I was going through the submission to BMG today, looking to see what they had listed on there for our submission, and I have submitted the 1, 10, and 20, so I need a 5 to make the set, and so that will probably be one that I would like to pick up at the coin show in July. Yeah, you are correct, but they're still not that pricey if you do find them. I looked at them a little bit. They're, they're not cheap by any means, but they're not big chief money. Yeah, and that frame that I told you about that I saved from the garage sale would be perfect for that, to display that Hawaii set. I mean, yeah, the Hawaii set. It would be perfect to display that if I had the full set. So that was my thinking also. See, I sold an old one. I'm going to look it up. It was like a 1916 Canadian 5-center. Elizabeth Flood bought it. She got it. It was a 1906 Canadian 5-cent. 1906 Canadian. Hey, Silverman. Yeah, all I need is the 5. I've got the rest, so just need the one bill. Yeah, that's right. Speaking of Hawaii. Good one, Michael Erickson. Bellows Forge is multitasking. Hey, look how bad a shape that 2017 is. I mean, it is wore slapped out. Yeah, somebody mentioned that, seaweed, in the stream, that it was called a fish scale. John Jacobs said that, I believe. All right, Sam. Thank you, sir. Very, very nice. I always like to get correspondence from my good friends. I used to play a game called Clash of Clans. I haven't played it in a long time, but still have an account. But I had multiple accounts going, and when we would do, you would have a battle. You know, you had to do it every week, and so I would use two accounts so I could make two runs at it. I had a high dollar account and then a kind of a beginner account, and so I would have two tablets and my phone and all kind of stuff going, and a laptop so that I could watch videos or something while things were going on. Yeah, check out the Jolly Roger there, Seaweed. He got a nice little cooking channel going. He finally made it to 500 subs this week, so that was cool. There is a high serial number, 9593, so only about 50,000 or 70,000 away from the 96 million, which is where they stop at. Don't really think it's worth anything, but it is a thing. It is something you could keep. Whew, I got this water here and I'm just absolutely ignoring it. Got about a little over 30 minutes to go for the stream tonight. We will stop promptly at 8 o'clock because Walker is tired. I'm going to get a shower and wind down a little bit, and then I will be going to bed. Zero 310 2078. Finished a box of pennies. Got 10 wheats from the 40s and 50s, and 2 Canadians. Nice. How long does it take you to do a box, Brian? I tell you what, I struggle to get the motivation to do pennies of late. I haven't done a box of pennies. I can't remember the last time I did a box of pennies. You're welcome, Jolly Roger, I guess. $33.92, $33.84. just under 1.5 hours. Are you just looking for copper, and are you looking at, all the obscure DDOs and things of that note, or are you looking at the big hitters, the 92s and the 2000s and 98s and 99s, and what is your process? How close do you look at them? Okay, all right. Yeah, not everybody does. I mean, it's kind of like to each his own. I guess that could have been a tombstone note. I really don't keep them. So 1979 to 2033 at some point would be a tombstone note. Some point not too far in the future. Union Deposit was all over it. Thank you for verifying. I'm not as sharp on the bills. I can easily miss something for sure. Yeah, KJ, everybody hunts, kind of hunts their own digs. If I have to say I'm kind of in the same frame of mind that Brian is. I do look at the 92s and the white AM, but I don't get way on off in the varieties. The reason number one is though, yesterday I found 2 star notes, 9 consecutive bills, skipped 5 numbers, and then found the next 12 consecutive bills. Nice. The only way DDOs, because I've got a bunch of the $50 DDOs. Really, the only reason to keep them is if you're wanting to sell them, and if that's your deal, you're gonna do just looking to fill the album. I've not kept all my Wheaties. I did for a while. I've got a bunch. I've got a pretty good sized box full of them in tubes by date, but I'm more likely to throw them in with a copper now instead of actually trying to keep them. But I'm with you there, Brian. You hunt the way you want to hunt, and how it suits your the way suits your collecting chops. If I'm hunting $50 by myself, I may look at a few really nice 71s and 74s and 73s and 72s, but for the most part, they're going straight to the bin because I've got so many of them. They're not worth very much. You can say they're worth the dollar figure, but they're really only worth what somebody will pay for them. And there's not many people that want to buy a 74 DDO that's been run through the change machine 70,000 times. There you go, Brian. Good. That's a good way to look at it, Brian. There's 4 ones in a row. Also, I don't keep 4 ones or 4 of a kind. It is kind of cool. Some people do. That's just like that. To each your own. I don't keep quads. I keep 5 in a row. There you go, Shellbell. Hunting Southwest Ohio, he's the same way. He's kept every Wheatie he's ever found. yeah, I think, at some point in the future, my kids will have an easy time to offload the copper pennies for whatever they'll get for them. For them, as many as I might have by then, if I get back to hunting pennies, they might have a pretty good chunk of change just if they just get a penny for them. But if they can find somebody that would pay them 2 cents each, or even 3 or something like that on down the road when I'm pushing dirt, then that's, I don't know, that's a worthy reason to keep them, I guess. They're not hurting anything. Matter of fact, I used one of them. I said earlier, I got one bucket up there I'm using as a book stock, keep my books from falling over. So they got uses. They got uses. We got 25 minutes to go. There's Ralph Lageman. I separate the copper from the zinc and then the Wheaties from the memorials. Last week I searched a $50 bag and got a couple hundred Wheaties. The earliest was a 1910. That's nice. I mean, I always like to find Wheaties, but I'm going to be honest with you. Back a couple years ago, we had the opportunity to hunt some customer route rows, and I found so many Wheaties, 200 and 300 a box, and it kind of got to where it was kind of ho-hum. They were most of them were 40s and 50s. Occasionally now I did find a fair amount I saw that earlier, Jim. Yeah, I mean, that's good. If you can turn them around for double your money right now. And I've thought about that too. I've got some wish list items. If I could take all those pennies and cash them in, if I could find somebody like Jim there that could get someone to buy them for 2 cents each, I'd do it. WalkerMagnet, I buy wheat cent by the pound at my coin dealer. I get them cheap. He has thousands in 5 big 5-gallon buckets, so I do well with those. Oh, I bet. If you can buy pure Wheaties, but I've got a fair amount of bright red. I've graded a few at mint state 64 wheat pennies, and I've got some all the way down to 44D. That are in really good shape, but for the majority, I've got enough 58s and 57s and 50s and 51s for $1 a row. That's not bad. Double your money there. Always good to double your money. I bought the teller last week. Last week had some Ikes. She was trying to get out of her drawer, so I bought those from her. I had $32 worth, and I sold them for $50. Guy bought every one of them. Bought all of my Ikes that I had out there, and like 13 or 14 V-nickels. So I made about $90 on that. I always like to make a quick turnaround when I can on something like that. So I always take them when she's got them. $1941, $22.56. That's kind of a stretch to call that one a tombstone note, but it will be one day. It will be one day. I wish that you were having this problem earlier, Fleabag, because I had a laptop I gave to a friend of my daughter's that needed it for her kids, and I would have been happy to send it to you. There's another high serial number. Only about 70,000 from the max. 2009. that kind of like that note there, that high serial number. I mean, you know, I'm throwing a few back right now, but I'm really not doing it because they have any value. It's just something to look for. There is, now I call that, now really and truly for it to be worth money, it needs to be down to 3 digits. Oh no, I see the 4 now. Almost, that was almost a low serial number for me. I would count a I would count the zeros, 5 zeros. Well, that would be a 5 in a row too if it was right. So, no, it would be a 4 in a row and then a 4 digit. So, but it's not, so we move on. 20 more minutes till bath time. Oop, we got a star note coming up. First one of the hunt. Let me see if I can get the star note lookup pulled up. I've looked it up so much, it's always the first thing on my bar when I open it up. 17A G 0217. It's a general one. It's not anything special, but I mean, I am keeping my star note for right now. I might at some point, you know, but here again, just your regular, not special star notes. It's just another form of saving money. You know, if I got 100 of them put back, I got $100 bill if I should ever need it. So, and it's pretty painless, fairly painless to stick them in a box and collect them. They are getting harder to find. I agree. I've been keeping them for a while. I did do a purge back a year or so ago and got rid of some, but here of late I'm keeping everything. There's another one, 2 in a strap. See, that other strap was such ratty shape. 2017. That is another general star note, but 2 in a row, or 2 in a strap. Can't get mad at that. Can't get mad at that. Star note, star note. Ain't that what Pa says? Y'all keep Pa in your prayers too. He's waiting on a bunch of tests to come back from the hospital and stuff, and trying to get him to feeling better. He has not been feeling very well either. As a matter of fact, he's not streaming this weekend. I don't know if y'all saw that earlier. He is not going to be streaming. Michael Harrison hit the slot. Not going to be streaming this weekend. because he's just not feeling good. So hopefully he will get some clarification on what had gotten him feeling so bad soon. As me and Martin Bowen said, it's getting old, ain't for sissies. Grandfather clock says 15 more minutes. Yeah, seaweed, that was a thought I had too. I'm trying to see if I can get maybe once every couple of months if they will order me a $1,000 and $2 bills. I thought that would be interesting to do a $2 bill hunt. And he said he would, but I haven't talked to him again. I'm going to touch base with him again maybe when I get back from New York about that, because I thought that would be pretty cool to do. In my opinion, no, Mark. I would keep them if you're trying to do an album, or some people like to keep a couple of maybe a couple of sets. Let me do you a solid here and see what I can. You would have to get a Mint State 70 NIFC for it to be worth anything of note. And then you got to grade it also, and it costs probably $20 to grade one. But that's just my opinion. Everybody got their own opinion, kind of like belly buttons. So let's just say 2009, I think, was a low mintage year. So they're worth 80 cents in the lowest grade. In the lowest grade, if you graded one and it graded a Mint State 66, what do you think it would be worth? What do y'all think a Mint State 66 2009 P NIFC would be worth? Hey, Demo. Union Deposit says $1.20. Shell Bell says $2. Get 2 more guesses and I'll spring the truth on you. Jolly Roger says $1.70. Loose Change says $2.50. Oh, y'all are lowballing it. It'd be worth $9 if it was graded Mint State. It would be worth $12 retail. It would be worth $9 wholesale. If you got a Mint State 68, so the gray sheet is not showing any information above a 68. So if you were to get a Mint State 68 2009 NIFC, it would be worth $1,500 wholesale, $1,900 retail. If you had a 67, it would be worth $45. So in my opinion, I would say no, unless you just wanted to keep some for you're putting a collection together or something and you wanted nice ones. Yeah, I would cash them. That would be something good to put them toward, Mark. Because I was keeping them. I was trying to keep a tube of each. So I had, several $100s tied up in them at one time. And I finally gave it up also. I gave it up also. $12 minutes. 12 minutes. We got 70 likes. Y'all got 12 minutes to hit the 75 likes. Got a silver quarter and a war nickel. The quarter's a 52, I think. Not in great shape, but it's a 52 silver quarter. 71 likes, 4 away. He probably will be, but he jumps up on that bed like he's, oh, looky there. We got a radar. A radar. Or is that a repeater? No, it's a 0. Doggone it. I saw the 4554 and then I counted the 4 again. Man, that was an almoster. That was an almoster. I thought we had a good one there. My eyeballs were playing tricks on me. 72 likes. Y'all are almost there. Come on, you can do it. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Y'all know where that come from? Hey, USA Coins. Bob the Builder, Jolly Rogers, right. My kids loved that show. We used to watch it every time it come on. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Never seen it, says Tom Thumb. You missed it then, Tom. Bob the Builder and Blue's Clues. We never missed an episode. Oop, Fleabag done it again. The man, the myth, the legend. Copper Owl coin in the house. I got your dime headed your way, Copper Owl. Yeah, Ralph, that's not worth keeping them unless, unless it's your thing. You know, as my wife used to say, you be you, boo. You just, it's collecting. It's collecting for a reason. Everybody collects the way they want to collect, But I gave up on them back some time ago. And when you're doing, I'm not a monster box hunter or nothing, like Rob or Pa Spare Time, So I have not come across near the ones that, but I want to say I've heard Rob recently say that he keeps every one of them, and man, that cat's done some boxes. So we got 7 more minutes. That is an 88A, so that can't be a web note because it's just the 88, but that is an oldie I'm going to put back. 88A, that's the oldest note of the hunt. Hey, the bud files. Here again, I'm putting it back, not really because it's worth any more than $1, but it's an oldie. I've not been doing bills very long, so I'm kind of putting my little collection together. But you know, that's what I was saying earlier. That one was not. I did check it. Thank you for that, though, Sam. I would still check them to make sure, but that one was not. I did look. I'll have to amend my list then. I've got me a cheat sheet that I look at, Sam, on the bottom of my monitor, so. Yeah, yeah. It's funny how many really nice, not like 98s. I find shiny 98s look like they just came out of a mint set all the time. I have found one, Ralph, and actually I didn't find it myself. There's another trinary, 41414114541. I'm not going to keep it, but if that had been a 4, I would certainly be keeping it. It's a good looking one, though. I have found one, Ralph, and I was actually searching a box for Chicken Man Dan, and we found it in his box, and he let me keep it. That was the only one I've ever found. I've only found the one. I only found the one. I've found Barbers. I've found, you know, all the other little silver from Barbers up. But that was the only 70 I've ever found. We found like 2 or 3 commemoratives as we've hunted. Stone Mountain, one New Jersey, I think. Those are always cool to find. All right, boys and girls, I am going to start the EOS. We're going to fall a little bit short on the 75 tonight, so we will do the EOS. Now, I've only got 2 minutes on this timer, so jump in. I'm going to continue through this strap while that runs, and we will swap over and do the EOS. And then we will call her a night. We'll stick a fork in it, call it done. Hey, Copper Al, did you see Pa hit 100,000 subs today? He went from 40,000 to 100,000 in like 3 or 4 weeks. Thank you, David. The EOS tonight, Shell Bell, will be from Jim Thompson, by the way. will be a Jim Thompson giveaway. Jim was nice enough to send me some 40s. Got a few more of those left, so I'm going to, we'll be giving the EOS Tonight away, courtesy of Jim Thompson. Five seconds to go. All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging with me tonight. Know I'm cutting it a little short and abrupt here, but Lynn, you have won the giveaway. Congratulations. You are welcome. You are welcome. I will get those out here in a couple of weeks before I start mailing them once I get back from New York. So again, I appreciate everybody hanging in with us tonight. Congratulations to all of our EOS winners. No silver has been the norm, but we did find a couple of very nice proofs. Few NIFCs, a couple of cool notes, a couple of star notes. So we're going to call that bad boy a win, and we're going to call it a night. So again, thank you, Seaweed, for dropping in, my friend. Again, I thank everybody for being in tonight. Mod, as usual, great job. And we will see you again Saturday. We'll be back on Saturday with 2 more boxes and an auction. So be looking out for it. We'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Have a good week.